There we go.
And we're on.
I'm included.
Fantastic.
All right.
We are here. Welcome back, everyone. Assume we'll have some people joining us very shortly. Tonight, I have a special treat. We are going to be previewing a game that's going to come out in just a couple of days. This is Dead Exit, which is a zombie card board game made in Unity, so I'm not expecting a whole lot there, but it's going to be a lot of fun, I think. And as a special guest, because one, Des couldn't join us tonight, and two, because this is right up his alley, I think, I have with me Freamwhole. How are you doing tonight, Fream?
I'm fantastic. Yeah, Halloween and more importantly, zombie culture is very much in my wheelhouse. That is the birthplace of half of the ZZ podcast. Is the first Z being Z0 Spaceman's name, and the second Z being the common nomenclature for a zombie. And so that's how we got the name, actually.
And, you went right there. I was going to bring it up right away. It's like, Z to Z, is that Spaceman and zombies? And, well, there it is. I guess
that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
So it
I
ends
just
up...
can't help myself. I've always loved zombie culture, and it's not even so much, I had a discussion about this in regards to, just like the gore factor. And actually, you can hear a conversation about this on our podcast that releases this upcoming Wednesday here, episode 98, where we talk about gore and violence and stuff with zombies. And it's like, I'm not even that much into the over-the-top gratuitous violence, more so like the thought of this world where humans aren't the apex predator anymore. Like, you have to be concerned about, where you go and what you do outside. And yeah, so I was always fascinated by that. But I'm familiar with Dead Exit as a board game, but I have not actually played it. So I'm really curious how this port over to a console game plays out.
I'm excited as well. I'm going to quickly go through the game objectives because I'm coming into this fairly blind. I did a little bit of research, just so that I knew enough about what I was getting into. But I like to experience these without having preconceptions about quality or content too much. So I don't know the rules. So if I just start off the game without knowing the rules, we would be in for some trouble, I think, even a simple game. The aim is to escape the city with a vehicle with as many additional survivors and resources as you can as possible. Players can work together. Notice the "can" there, I think. I was seeing that this is one of those co-op and competitive. It's co-opetitive.
Yeah. What I've heard counter-op as one, or a co-op convenience game.
Right.
Where
we'll work together
you
as long as it
will
makes
co-op
sense
if it's... Yep. As long as it serves my best interest.
And then there's always going to be that opportunity where you can backstab them, and it's the best kind of game to play with friends because you can ruin friendships this way. And that's what you need. You need to have solid friends that can stand the test of time and know that, if you get backstabbed, you can play them back next time. And this is where some game theory might actually come in really handy, but when we're playing with AI and then the threat of zombies, maybe game theory falls apart. So we're going to have a base with slots for placing cards, which are available for trade inside and outside. You can play a survivor, food, fuel, or vehicle or plan to any slot in the base, except the trade slot, which is for sharing. Or you can sacrifice stop cards, which you can use at any time, even during another player's turn. Okay. If you need more cards, because you always will, you're going to need to take an action to take one from the city deck. But as you do, zombies. Also, they could be traps, so that's always additional risk. At the end of your turn, survivors will be killed if they're in the same spot as any zombies, because you got to run faster than them. And I'm going to come back to this a little bit later on, but these zombies are obviously cars, and it's you're moving one space at a time, so it's a combination of... It's not a combination, it's... Are these fast zombies or are these slow zombies? They're the same speed as humans, so they're not super slow, but they don't seem like they're really, really fast yet either. And that's one of those things that preferences can come in, whether you prefer the fast zombies or the slow zombies. And you prefer the slow zombies, right, Fream?
I do. I think that's more of an oppressive threat, but there was an interesting discussion had in. Are you familiar with the show? What the hell was it called? It was the Deadliest Warrior. Right? There was an Xbox game. They played that. The Deadliest Warrior, and they pit zombies versus vampires. And so I can explain to you some of the discussions there, but let's continue here with the rules while we get
Yeah,
going.
I was about to start up a game, and it's like, I'll switch it down to the tutorial difficulty. Oh, no, I can't actually. Oh, there it goes. Okay, tutorial. I thought for a second I'd have to go back and play the video. There's apparently a tutorial video that you can watch, so that would be beneficial.
Goodness
as well.
gracious, look at that.
They want to make sure it is
difficulties.
Yeah, and of course there are achievements for beating it on impossible. That's very important for us achievement hunters.
Absolutely, that's nuts. That's all. I've never seen something with such a fine gradation on difficulty. Like,
I wonder how much
exactly
difference there is
constitutes...
between those.
Yeah, like very easy to easy. I'm curious. There's your tutorial, huh? Hey, that person on the flag looks like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
A little bit, because you know the face is kind of waving there, so it looks like she has a mask on. Yeah, muddled. Good word.
Yeah.
Must remove any dead from their hand and place them as dead outside the base. So dead here is not yet zombies, but they're probably going to turn into zombies, so that's not so great.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Well, those look like zombies.
Yeah, they definitely look like zombies.
Oh, that's the thing on her face. Is that like she's the a bandito? Is that her?
And she's got some sort of necklace.
Her bandana.
Please follow the instructions. You can skip the tutorial. Okay. Well, we're not gonna skip the tutorial because I need it right now.
Each turn, every player gets 3 actions. Actions include playing a card, taking a card from your base back into your hand, or taking a card from the city deck. How you play your card makes a big difference. For example, playing the psycho outside.
Do they call these psychos, or they actually call them zombies?
Another base. Playing her inside will help.
Now the psycho looks like a special type of card, probably in my hand that we can't see just yet. Play the psycho anywhere inside your base to kill one of the dead outside. That's beneficial. So there's the psycho.
Oh, gotcha. Psychos are actually good people.
Well, in the apocalypse, you need psychos, right? So
yeah, I guess.
if she goes outside, if the hero, sniper, mechanic, or trader are outside a base alone, steal one of those, I guess, into your base. Or is that actually your base? Your stock? These symbols are going to be very important to learn what they are, I think.
Yeah, it almost looks like the podium in which you would receive a medal.
Yeah, a little bit.
So you can put them on your podium.
So, on the inside, trash one zombie at your base, then trash one zombie at any other base. If either are stop cards, put them into your something.
It looks like your hand.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Is that a hand? It looks like a hand.
It looks like it could be a hand, yeah. So if there are stop cards, I think stop cards are good things, right? Let's get rid of this one.
I guess
Oh, it's a stop card. Lucky escape. Return the last killed something to your hand, to the hand of the player whose base they were at.
If you go into the city and take a face down card, a dead will follow you back to your base.
We don't want any dead. We got enough. Oh, I guess we have to.
Well, yeah, now you can because you cleared out a spot.
Yeah. I wonder what these numbers are. I can't...
That's
I mean,
a good question.
They're all the same, right? So it wasn't telling me.
No, there's 2 5s.
2 5s, some 4s, a 3. Do we go high or go low?
I kind of like that 5 you're on right now.
Let's take it. I got another dead, but I got a scavenger.
Which is a psycho then, right?
The psycho is like a class of survivor.
Oh, gotcha.
So the outside your base is starting to look crowded. Yeah, I noticed that. Play the hero outside and then kill the dead. Okay, so the hero, if you play him outside, trash one zombie outside any base. If that card is in I guess originally a person, put it into your hand. Because the other one was
like
a
this
stock
guy.
card.
Bruce the Boy Scout.
As opposed to Bruce Boomstick.
That's just what his name is.
Really?
When you hide where it says the outside, yeah, his name is Bruce the Boy Scout Henneman or something. I don't know.
Oh wow.
The psycho lady that we had, she had a female dog as her nickname. Like they're Jason Hobo Fitzgerald, the wise man.
So I'm a small TV, which, you know, there's a story there, of course. So I'm actually having a really hard time seeing all that. So I'm glad you can see it. So I took my turn.
It's really tough.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised, because again, this is a game that was initially on PC, and that's something we see in a lot of PC ports, is that they really don't
Text
use
gets
the
real
screen.
tough.
Yeah. Now the tutorial text is nice. That's big, plenty big. But,
Oh yeah, this is great.
The only thing that really matters is getting cards into your stockpile by the end of the game. Put food in the stockpile. If you sacrifice it, yeah, we'll get
So there's
one
that symbol
person
with
from your
with the
base to your
boxes.
hand. If you can find more resources in the city deck. Play the scavenger outside your base, take a card from the city deck, and hope something good. I wish I could actually flip any 3 stockpile cards. Flip them? What does that mean?
Like there, yeah, that's a good question.
I'm sure we'll find out.
I feel like this tutorial is gonna be the full hour.
Could
So
very
here
easily
is
be. I have to place him outside.
Anna Pizza Polo. Take the card from the stockpile. Outside, take a pile from the stockpile, or the top card from the trash, if it's fuel or food.
Well, 5 went. It took 5 last time, so I'm gonna take a 3 this time. See how that goes. I got fuel. Nice.
If a survivor shares a slot with a dead card, they'll be killed at the end of your turn.
Vehicles will not
But you
be
do
destroyed.
have an action.
You can only return cards that haven't been played this turn. The hero looks like it's precarious, so we better return him. Well, my poor scavenger's probably gonna die then.
Oh, that's who. Oh yeah.
Oh, scavenger and the zombie got inside. That's really bad.
That doesn't sound
Stop
good.
cards. These can be played at any time, even during another player's turn.
Yeah. Now you have 2 zombies inside.
This is where the scavenger was.
Maybe. Yeah. I wonder where.
It doesn't seem to be working. Return. Are they in the discard pile? Ah, I have to sacrifice it.
Oh, there you go.
You'll need at least 1 vehicle and as many food, fuel, and survivor cards as you can scavenge.
Yeah, I mean, this does look like it'll be a short tutorial, but I'm still. It looks like so many intricate rules here.
Add up to 3 cards to from your hand. Ah, there we go. Yeah. So we're gonna put fuel, scavenger, and the school bus.
Sacrifice survivors for long-term gain.
Sorry, wise man. Sorry, psycho.
So sacrifice that hero.
And they go back to my hand.
Blanks. These are removed from the game after use.
Interesting.
Okay, so that's a one-time instead of shuffling back in. Try the plan, forward planning inside your base to try and find something useful inside the city deck. Inside is flip the top card of any 5 stockpile. Doesn't make any sense. It's fine.
No, that's the city deck. Any 5 of the city deck. So any of those 5s that were up front there, you can take a look at the top card. Which I think there's only one that has 5 left. Yeah, so it's just that bottom one.
Right, so those numbers mean something. We're gonna have to figure out what they are.
Yeah.
And
Well, I think that's how many
select
cards
four.
are in that stack.
Event. That's not so good. Doctor. Food. And a zombie. Okay.
Regardless of how you proceed, the road is filled with danger and misfortune. Events will trigger and swarm your base with dead
Wait,
Kidnap
so
them,
events are
and
always
if you
bad?
turn your base
Events seem like they're
breach,
always
every
bad.
slot inside has a
I mean, there may be
dead
one or two that are good, but for almost all of them. Your base has been breached, and every slot inside has a dead card. You better run. Well, yeah. In solitaire, if your base is overrun, it's game over. Makes sense. All outside move inside. Really bad.
Jeez. So now you're
Tutorial.
overrun.
We lost. Don't worry, you were meant to
Oh,
die.
good. Try not to do that in the game, though. Well, thanks. I really appreciate that.
That's very
That's-
interesting, because how often do you have a tutorial where you lose?
I can't. I was thinking
You
the
have
same
first
thing.
boss
Like,
fights
they
that you
literally
lose?
went out of your way to like say, "Yeah, sorry, you're done. Good job."
So we'll do City Escape again, but I'll turn it up to very easy, so we're not gonna have to worry about that. But everything else is the same, and I'm not gonna turn on Extra Dead yet. We're gonna learn this the real way now.
The old-fashioned way. This is really interesting. So anyway, let me go back to what I was saying about vampires versus zombies. So they did this thing, and I totally disagree with how they did it. But the whole point of Deadliest Warrior was to pit these two factions against each other to see what they who would win out in a fight. And so they determined, well, look, obviously zombie 1-to-1 isn't. I mean, you're not supposed to do anything with the zombie. Like it's not its strength. Its strength is in numbers. And so they were trying to determine a factor in which they could use the zombies' horde type mentality to overcome a person, where then a vampire would be a superhuman person. So they took a dude who was like this quick time, like a ninja essentially, like really fast with reflexes, could respond to people, and they had these zombies on zip lines, these like dummy bags, come and surround him. So they're like 8 or 12 zip lines, and the zombies would come zooming in from all directions, and he'd have to turn into a punch, and he would go until he couldn't keep up. So they determined that about 12 zombies was when the dude got overwhelmed. Like, he couldn't react fast enough to turn and punch one of them.
Yeah.
And so that's where they came up with the algorithm of 12 zombies equals 1 vampire. And so then they played out this whole thing, but so they were going through the attacks and things. And so Max Brooks, the author of the Zombie Survival Guide, was their expert. He's also the author of World War Z. And he was their expert and would talk about zombie lore or whatever. And he said, here's the thing about zombies is, in his mind, is they are humans, and they possess all of the exact same attributes that a human would have, except in that they don't feel pain. And so what that means then is a zombie isn't limited by the fact that something hurts. So
Oops.
For instance,
I shouldn't have done that.
biting something. But the roamers are coming in.
I put him here. If I put him here, I could have killed them both, because I think he had the ability to do that. But because I left him there, and there was a zombie that's still there, my zombie ate my
He got
soldier.
eaten.
Yeah.
Oh no. And so they essentially then, like for biting, for instance, it is simply was the physical strength with which a human jaw could bite through something, and it's a human jaw could bite through a bone, but we don't, because it's just a hurt when we put so much pressure on our teeth. But the physical teeth are strong enough to break a bone if they really needed to. So biting off a finger, biting through a wrist, like, you could do that because you're not limited by your own pain. Just in the same instance where you would be walking and your feet would hurt, but ultimately you can walk forever, because until the flesh literally falls off your foot, you wouldn't stop. And so they were using some of those attributes, like beating down a door, right? Yeah, eventually your hand's gonna hurt pounding on a door, but guess what? Zombies don't care about pain, so they'll just keep hitting the door until either the door goes down or their arm falls apart. So the way that it ended up doing it is they would then run, like, I think 10,000 simulations based on all these and determine how it was going to be. and it ended up being like 51% of the time the vampires survived. There were like 3 vampires for whatever, however it was, but there's like 12-to-1 vampires, and it was like 51% of the time vampires would win, and the other time zombies would win. And it's like, well, that's crap, because you're telling me you just picked it based on 12. So what if there was 13 zombies for every vampire? Then is it 55% zombies win? Where's the shift go? So I didn't agree with what was happening there, but
yeah, I mean, combat is never just a 1-to-1 kind of thing.
No, and I mean, they had to draw the line somewhere. I get that, but still. So in the normal game of this, you could be playing with others, right? Where you'd have...
Yes, and there's an entire multiplayer thing, and up to 4 players can play, which is, I think, a good number, because the solitaire, this is interesting, but you really need to have some interaction to make this game really work. And the developer seems to be pushing this to be a very accessible, although obviously still fairly complicated to start, kind of game. So
yeah, so that reminds me of a game that I'm playing that I own. I have 2 versions of it. There's essentially 2 types of it, but it is a zombie board game called Dead of Winter. And it is similar to this in the sense that you have it is a co-op game, like you are working together to survive, but there is, in each game, there is a 45, or is it 55? 55% chance that one person is a traitor, is a betrayer. He is actively working against your group, but you don't know who he is. He has a secret agenda, and so at the beginning of the game, you pull a mission, so something that you need to do to satisfy the game. So the overall purpose of the game is to survive for the amount of turns that the whole game lasts. So 6 turns, 8 turns, however long it is, by keeping your morale above 0. You lose morale if people die, you lose morale if you're starving, you lose morale, all sorts of things. It's a survival game. And so that's main objective number 1. If those conditions are met, then you have to look at your secret objectives, and that is your own personal objective. And so, for instance, there's one where I was a junkie, and so I needed to hoard 5 pieces of medicine. And then so then if we survived and I had 5 medicine, I won personally. Well, in each game, there is always a 55% chance that one of the cards will be this betrayer card, and what they need to do is they do not adhere to the main mission of keeping everyone alive. Their goal is to send morale down to 0. And so, but you need to get to, then satisfy some other conditions, like have 1 survivor, a gun, and some fuel or something, whatever the specific card is. And so you would want to work together to get to a point where then you could, toward the end of the game, screw everyone over and hopefully win it. But man, yeah, that game is just great, and it's really hard, and it always seems to come down to one turn where you just look at it and you're like, oh my god, like if I fail this, like we're all dead. And it's just this tipping point of, okay, oh my god, and I've never played a board game where there's just so much tension, but it is zombie related, and it's super fun, super fun.
Yeah, there are a bunch of, obviously zombies are a big theme, and so this is a good time for you in general, but there's a bunch of zombie-themed stuff out there. Obviously a ton of video games, because it's a great medium for it, but even a bunch of board games, and this is one that is sort of in that vein.
Yep.
Do you have any that are particular favorites?
In terms of zombies, or in terms of board games?
In terms of board games that have zombies, or, zombies in general, or board games in general. That's 3 questions for 1.
let me start with board games, because I've been playing. I've got 2 board games that. So there's a board game that is taken directly from a video game, XCOM, and
Oh,
XCOM
yeah.
uses and that is 100% cooperative, and it is difficult but very fun. And for these games where it's like you against the board, like I really like those because I do enjoy the camaraderie. I enjoy working together as a team and trying to solve a problem or whatever. So that game's really great. And then there's a game I've been working on. Are you familiar with legacy games?
Like the
These are
company.
no, so they're called legacy games because you effectively you can only play the game once, because things that happen in the game change how the game plays every turn. So the most common legacy game, I think the first one was called Risk Legacy. And so you're familiar with the game Risk. You
Yeah,
get
of
your
course.
global map and you play. And so in Risk Legacy, I think the first game you play of Risk is your normal traditional Risk. And then there would be an event in that or things that happen in that persist into game number 2 and then game number 3 and etc. For instance, I've heard rules such as at some point you can call down a nuclear strike and completely wipe a city off the face of the earth. So no one can ever use that city anymore, that country. I've heard other things where you can build new ports. So all of a sudden now you can have a line from Brazil to Japan, and that counts as a move. Just things like that just dramatically affect how the game is played. Pandemic has one. Pandemic Legacy is another one. But anyway, so this legacy game I've been playing is called Seafall, and it is a pirate game. And right now I'm playing with 4 friends, or 3 friends and myself, so it's a 4-person game for us. And you are exploring the Caribbean as in the pirate era.
Okay.
And the way it starts is there's a few islands out there. You got to go and colonize and trade with these people, explore new lands and things. Get advisors to help you out. And each game that we play, there are specific milestones you can go for, and these milestones persist until they're achieved. And so, if somebody gets it, sometimes they get perks to your guy, or they can upgrade your ship, or they can do things for the long term of your settlements. It is just amazing. And so this is just last game we played. I had this special treasure map that I found, and I couldn't use it until more people had built up colonies. Well, this last game we finally got the 4th colony built, so I was able to use this. And I found the chest, I made my successful roll, and I actually got to then open this treasure chest that comes in the box that you can't actually, you don't open these chests until the game tells you to. And so I get to mid-game open this treasure chest, and a flurry of new rules come out.
Oh,
And
no.
it was insane. I mean, it just changed the whole dynamic of the game, and it was in a cool way, but also really terrifying kind of way. Oh my God, how are we ever going to get anything done? And so just the way that this game is evolving and things that are morphing from this, and I don't want to, if anyone's out there looking for a game to play, I cannot recommend Seafall enough. It is so fun, but you need to have a committed group of people. We just finished our 5th game, and there is supposed to be 20-some, 24 is on the list, but anywhere between 18 and 24, depending on how fast you can, accomplish certain things. Yeah, it's nuts. I don't even know. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. So that's what I've been up to recently. But in terms of board games, I love those. In terms of zombie things, I was actually and like I said, you can catch it on the Z is the podcast that releases on Wednesdays. Shaun of the Dead was just on as far as a movie and a zombie property, and I just love the way that they love the tropes. I mean, they play up the tropes so much, but they add such a nice little spin to it. And and from the standpoint of like this is kind of what an everyman would do. Now there's some things that it's like okay, the zombie and watch you while you have an argument. Like that's just not gonna happen. But for the sake of the movie, like that's how it plays out and stuff. And I just thoroughly enjoy that movie.
Hey, it's us.
And then what was the third thing?
Video games with zombies, board games
Video
in general,
games. That's right.
and board games with zombies.
Gotcha. So I am, in terms of video games, I'm currently playing, and it is painful and it's killing me right now. Is Zombie Vikings. So this comes from Zoink Games. They're the makers of Stick It to the Man, and it is a 4-player cooperative side-scrolling brawler.
Barry
generic
the
brawler.
Bang Scott.
Hey, look at this guy.
Looks a little bit like Rick Moranis.
He kind of does. So Zombie Vikings, just side-scrolling brawler. And I like brawlers; they're fun. Now this game, the art style is pretty cool, and we actually did a review set where we review these games. There's actually a segment where we review this on the podcast. I can't remember offhand which episode that was, but our take is it was okay. The art style is kind of cool. The humor it's potty humor, but it's fine. But the problem is it is so glitchy and buggy. You're constantly clipping through things. You are at times gets to a point where you are absolutely unable to. You have to restart a checkpoint because your guy gets stuck and you can't get him out. This happens constantly, and so I'm on the final boss right now because I have it for my random to-do list. That's a random to-do list achievement to complete the game, and so I'm trying to beat this final boss, and I just cannot. I cannot do it, and I tried to enlist my kids. Because the game is really set. The game is really set up to play cooperative. Because if your character dies, his head falls off, and if you play as Zombie Vikings, I should mention that, and so if you get killed, your head falls off, and if you have a co-op partner alive, he can go and put your head back on your body, and then you are back to normal. Did you win?
I'm actually not sure. Baby steps is the achievement. Won a very easy game of City Escape. I did win.
Hey, you did win. Look at that.
But the not being sure part definitely says something, right?
Hey, look at that. 70 actions only took you 15 minutes. So anyway, my kids have been helping me out because you can effectively live forever if that's the case, but my kids don't quite grasp it. So I'm gonna give it a shot tonight when we're done here to see if I can't do it by myself and get this random to-do list achievement off the books. So you don't know what you did to win.
It looks like it might be it's a certain number of rounds, and now I have 2 bases I'm gonna have to defend. Stockpile a vehicle and 1 set of each resource. Oh, it's because I put a person on the thing. Okay, so because I had a bunch of other things on. I wonder. So
these are 4 resources here. So you had vehicle,
you have a vehicle,
people,
a person,
food, and
fuel. But I only had 1 person,
so
and I had 3 fuel and 3 food. So I thought maybe there was like a points thing. I don't know if I was scoring more points or not. I may have been doing things the really hard way there.
Could you have finished it early?
Over here, I may have been able to finish early, but I can't see. I may apparently only be able to do things at this base right now. No, maybe. I don't know. Whoa. Okay.
It's just changing your view. Well, that's base 2 right there. No, you just
but that's upside down, so I can't do anything here. All right.
Oh yeah, gotcha. Your cards all went away.
Yeah. I got new cards. I keep pressing the trigger button to zoom to see the card closer up because that's a mechanic that is in the Magic the Gathering card games that I play a bunch of. Like
Yep.
It starts off so small on the screen, and you zoom it in, and it's a little bit bigger. You can actually read it now. But fortunately, after you've played that for a while, you just know what all the cards are and do just based on artwork, so you don't actually need to read things anymore. Take 1 fuel from the top of anything, or that's not very useful. This is not useful. This is not useful. So we're gonna go searching. Let's go scavenge. Take the top card from the trash and put it in your hand. Also not useful. I need stuff that kills zombies. I have nobody that kills zombies.
You better make a plan.
From your... Yeah, plan. What's my plan? Search the trash and take the first fuel. Nope. There's nothing in the trash yet, right? There's nothing in the trash.
That's the scrap pile there?
Event, Dead City. Each player must take the top 2 cards from a stockpile and put them into your... Oh, there are gonna be more zombies outside my bear. That's bad. I am getting overrun real quick. Okay, take from outside any base. Trash 1 outside any base. Here.
Oh my goodness.
That one. Get this thing back from the trash. Plan goes here.
I thought the inside did something different than the outside.
Maybe I did it at the wrong spot. I'm just not paying close enough attention. I am going to die horribly here. What do I have? Search the trash.
So you have...
Nope.
Oh, you have two different hands then.
Yes, I have 2 different hands for 2 different bases. Basically, I'm playing 2 games of solitaire right next to each other, and I think if I lose either one of them, we both lose. So that's one of the ways I'll make it more difficult.
So the supply truck. Here, you take 2 cards from any city stockpile. So that's part of your plan. And players are dealt 1 card from the city. Like, does that mean zombies might come and get you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that would mean zombies are going to come and get me. I have absolutely nothing that I can use to get rid of zombies, so I have to go and try again.
Well, might as well. I was gonna say, might as well do it.
Hey, take 1 random card from all players' hands, including your own. Shuffle the cards and then deal them back. Well, that's actually the best thing I've got yet, because maybe... Oh, it's random. It's completely random. Oh. Oh. So, R56 Cooper S11 says, looks like a very confusing game. There's a pretty good tutorial. There's a tutorial video, there's a couple tutorial rounds you can play. This is not as confusing as it gets, though, so if this is looking confusing, I think it's going to get worse. I'm going to lose this one pretty badly here.
Yeah, I think the confusing nature is that there's just so many... Like, the game cards essentially tell you what's going on, but it's confusing in the sense that there's so many different things that can happen. You look at each individual card and you're like, holy crap, what am I supposed to do with all this?
Oh, hey, I can use the fuel.
Yeah, just burn everybody inside the...
Burn all the zombies. And now I'm not going to get overrun. Nice.
Yeah, but if they're inside, is that a problem?
Fuel. If they're inside, only if all the inside spots get taken over. And I still have the guy there, so since there are none outside, they shouldn't be pressing in any. Drive through, take the top card from the... Yes, that sounds great. Let's do that. What do I get? Fuel. Kill some zombies.
Look at that.
Now I pull my gambler back up, and my gambler is really cool outside because this ability, I love it. Oh, well, I don't love it so much anymore. Oh, he's in trouble.
So the fact that he's outside and there's a zombie along the way
doesn't seem to matter unless another one comes in. They don't seem to move, so it only matters if I run out of spaces. So if I were to go search twice, then I'd be in trouble. I can
Yep.
sacrifice a fuel to get rid of the guys inside now, though, since I don't have anybody inside.
Mm-hmm. He should
Nice,
burn one of you
okay.
guys alive.
That would be bad. I don't want to do that. Let's pull the sniper back. Let's go dig for some cars, because I need stuff.
So why don't you use your plan that lets you go
Flip!
like there where you...
Nice. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Can
Let's
you
go
do
for
it
the
if there's not a 5?
No, it's any 5 of the stockpiles, and there's a number. I figured out what the number is, by the way. It's the number of cars that are in that stack.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that one actually has a zombie on it, so you'd be like, oh, I'm gonna ignore that one.
Until I'm ready for it. And the event, also staying away from that. Now I have to place dead outside of my base here, because I can get rid of them.
Oh, so that happens regardless.
Yeah,
If you flip those, but you don't actually pull them.
Yeah, I flipped the event, but
You just happen
it
to know
just
what
comes
they are.
in.
Interesting.
So we're going to take the scavenger, because now I can finally get rid of the zombies. And pick him up.
Yeah, you picked this game up a lot faster than I did.
Well, card and board games are the thing that I get the most out of. I love this genre. Like I mentioned Magic the Gathering a few minutes ago, that's one of my favorite games. I play it all the time. Speaking of zombies, in the TA site interview, I took a picture of some Magic the Gathering cards on my desk. That was my zombie cleric deck. That deck is so much fun. It's not good, but it is so much fun to play.
That's funny. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest.
Yep.
And you get to make like 10-card deck out of Magic cards, and then like I have a zombie deck in there that's like, it's not great. Like it loses quite often. But man, if you get that thing rolling, like you just have all these zombies just keep popping up, and you can destroy anybody that comes out, and yeah, those are fun.
So we're going to place him here to kill the zombie outside.
Our 56 Cooper S11 wants to know if we played Hand of Fate. That was Games with Gold a while back.
It was Games with Gold. It's probably the single biggest source of TA that I haven't earned yet in the genre, both of card and board and collectible card games. It's a game I very much enjoy. In fact, it's one of those games where that month that it came out with Games with Gold was one of my favorite Games with Gold months ever. Because I can't remember what it was, but I was willing to pay $10 for that game, and it was $15, and it had never gone on sale, and then they just gave it to me for free. It's like, if you guys had just knocked $5 off the price, I would have given you $10. So those are the best ones when they're Games with Gold.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's great. Oh, he got his hands on Hand of Fate too.
A lot of improvements.
Yeah, I never got around to playing Hand of Fate yet. I was always, like you said, I was super interested when I saw it offered. I wanted to pay money for it, but given my backlog, I'm like, yeah, I can wait. And then when I did, they gave it to me for free. That's interesting. I forgot that PAX Australia is going on. That because it always correlates with Halloween, but it looks like this year. Well, is it over now? It's just the weekend. Because it doesn't go on through the week, right? So they, not that Australia celebrate our Halloween, but.
I seem to really mess this up.
How so?
I have a bunch of food, a sniper who's not going to do a ton of good. No fuel. Hey, I got a oh no, I don't get a plan. Ugh. This base that was getting horribly overrun before is now going to be okay. Except I actually have to start stockpiling stuff again.
Did you use your stockpile?
Yeah, I used his ability to pull the fuel out of my stockpile so I could put it in the trash, get something out of the trash, but it wasn't as beneficial as I thought it was going to be. Definitely a learning curve in this game. Take 2 cars from any stockpile. All other players adult 1. Oh, that's good. He needs help, so I'll get him some help.
Yeah, your poor base number 2. Although that just needs a dude, right? So that dude, that's a hero?
Oh, hey, yeah. I can do that. I didn't even realize I was that close. I can put, give him some extra food, too, see if that makes any extra points or something. And this one, I have food, fuel. Do I have a vehicle? I don't have a vehicle, so that's the problem. I need a vehicle. That one gets overrun, it doesn't matter. That's not gonna go very bad. Well, trash 1 fuel, kill 1 from outside. If it's fuel, we get it.
Yeah, you get you could get the vehicle in this hand. It'd be great if you could move a vehicle from
that would be great, but
this base over to somebody else.
And that did not end his thing, so we will have to be cautious here. I may end up screwing myself on this one, which is fine. Learning experience. While I'm working on this, one of the questions I had for you was, just generally speaking, coming back to these zombies. I knew you were a big zombie fan, and I've known it's going to be a whole life story kind of thing. But where does it really come from? What was the turning point that turned you on to zombies? Was it Romero? Was it something more recent?
I mean, Romero was always a huge influence in my affinity for zombies. And even when I watched, the Dawn of the Dead remake, and they introduced the fast zombies through that, I never saw 28 Days Later until after. But that did a wonderful job too with the fast zombie trope. And it just became fascinated by that in general. But I remember as a kid watching Night of the Living, and it was, and then just reading in Romero, and I always attributed it to that Romero and I, of course now he's passed away, but he and I shared a birthday. And so I figured since we were birthday buddies, that there's a special affinity there. But I always liked the idea that in his movies, zombies weren't the main threat. Like, something was always more threatening, more of an issue, be it racism or elitism or classism or whatever, capitalism. He would always pick some type of social commentary to put into his movies, and have zombies as a backdrop. And I always thought, kind of did mind experiments in that same vein of like, okay, let's just say, come up with a scenario that we live in, right? So I live in Minneapolis. Okay, what happens if, for instance, I was living downtown at the time. Let's say that there's 1 zombie for every 10 humans. That's just kind of always persistent, right? So even if you had like raiding parties, people would die, and then you'd have to take care of them. So like, what would life be like if that was just 10% of the population existed as zombies? And it's like, okay,
we'd all be dead pretty fast.
Well, but if you grew up with that and understanding that, like, that was just like the constant. It's like deer, right? Like, you can walk around and you see deer all the time. Here in the States, or we got Cooper in chat, right? He sees kangaroo all the time. So like, what if you just swapped kangaroo out with zombies? And so you'd have your houses. They would be on stilts, or have spiral staircases, or they'd be high up off the ground so that zombies couldn't climb up into that while you're sleeping. People would carry weapons around all the time. But you could still farm, you could still have a job, you could do like normal things because they're not overrunning everybody. They just happen to be this pest that exists, right? So, but let's talk about more practical things, okay? Think of highways. Like, you have to put up high walls on the highway because you just can't have zombies wandering around in the streets, right? So people probably drive a little slower. There'd be accidents probably more often because, at on-ramps, zombies could just wander down there. You'd have, like garbage collectors who would be, zombie collectors, and they would, the zombies out in the world would be one thing, but if they wandered into the city, then you'd have to dispatch some people to go take care of them. It's just weird things like that they didn't necessarily mean like, here's end of time scenario, people are getting eaten and turning. It's like, how about a time and place where we just know, like, yeah, zombies are obnoxious, but you just got to deal with them. And would you still have all the normal petty arguments that you have now, like, just all goofy stuff like that. So
another
so that
vehicle
kind
over
of
here. How am I gonna get these vehicles over
that
to
just
the
kind
other
of
place?
turned me on to zombies in general.
Nope. That's not gonna do me any good.
So there's no way to get these vehicles over to your other
I'm sure there's a way. I just gotta figure it out.
transfer.
Inside your... Put them outside. Move one from... I can't put her outside. Move one from your base outside any other base, then take one card. This is risky.
Because you're going to get eaten.
Oh, no event. Take one from the base, shuffle them, and deal them to the trade slot of each base. Start with the card you left. That doesn't seem so bad. It just means that 50% chance of my combat guys ending up in the wrong spots, which they did. Really not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I can even go get the other one. It makes no difference at all. Wow. So, as far as events go, that one was not bad at all. I need to put the gambler out. Oh, I have to trade out the gambler. Oh, I have to trade him. I couldn't actually use him. Oh, that's not so good then. Oops. Wrong place, and I can't pick him up. Okay.
There's no undo?
Nope, there's no undo. Fortunately, I fixed it. Can I put this into the trade pot? I can put it in the trade spot! Hey, that's how I'm gonna get it over. That's so much better.
There we go.
Alright, let's see here.
So now it's kind of like you're just playing two hands.
Yeah, and they can trade.
It's just like you just get more cards.
I don't just get new cards, because I do have to take the danger, but as long as I have things that can kill zombies, then I should be okay. Like in this case, I got a bunch of zombies, which is not super helpful. Do I have fuel here? I don't. And then we can play our chemist. Oh, well, that didn't work the way I wanted it to. But if I do this, I can take the camper van. Do I have the camper van now? Did I not take it?
Oh, it's not doing anything.
Select. Oh, I have to give something else. That's right. That's fine. Here, you take that. That didn't even take an action.
No, look at that.
Food.
Stock it up.
Fuel.
Oh, these count as actions, though.
Those count as actions. This one is... pull him back. Burn a fuel, because why not? Goodbye, zombies.
Torch 'em.
And then take all the zombies at your base and put them outside of base. If I'd done this in the other order, I could have killed that zombie too with that same card. It wouldn't have been so bad. Pyro. He sounds fun. A plan. Stop card. Fuel. Nice. Food. That's some good stuff there. And I guess certain levels you need multiple, because right now it does say the set is one of each, but look, it's 0 of 1. It could be requiring me to get multiples, so that does make it more complicated. That's probably where the extra difficulty is coming from.
So you just gotta take one of those heroes and put them in your stockpile?
And that should be it. As long as I finish this turn, we should be good to go.
Now do any of these, there you go.
Here's another achievement. Walk in the park. Win an easy game of City Escape. So we went from very easy to easy, and that was difficult, and it was just having 2 bases to go.
Sure.
Let's get out of here for a second, because that's the solitaire, and there's 3 different games of solitaire. There's City Escape, Survival, and War. More sets than the enemy.
Survival
I guess that's against
makes it
AI.
sound like you're playing. Yeah, you're playing against AI. Even Survival, a gang of raiders, like, I mean, that leads me to believe that you're not just dealing with the dead.
Goes for 3 weeks to survive, and we get 3 cards per day. So that's a total of 21 cards per week, or 63 cards that we're going to go through. I don't know if we want to start on medium anyway. Oh, okay, so 3 weeks, but now we get 5 cards per day. So that tells you how the difference... 8 weeks, 3 cards per day. Impossible! Yeah, let's do very easy. Actually, let me just start with easy. I want to see if these things are stackable, or if it's required. I should be able to be easy, just based on what we're seeing already. Experimentation for all of us achievement hunters.
Oh, there's a weapon on the table. Now we're talking.
That looks familiar.
Right.
Still need 1 vehicle, 1 set. And your stockpile at the end of each week. Oh. So this requires me to be a little bit faster than I might have been previously. I need to get food now. Take the top car from the... So as soon as food goes into the thing. So we're going to go digging. There you go. I got food. This was nice and easy.
Yeah, but now you probably want to go and grab a bunch of stuff to make sure that you're set up for...
Stay that way. Exactly.
Yep.
Oh, event. Each player must take the top 2 cards from a stockpile and put them as zombies outside their base. Do not look at the other side of the cards. Thanks. Redneck. Add 1... Alright, so you're gonna go here, and you're gonna smack the absolute crap out of these guys. Oh, come on! If they are alone, and 1 card from any shuffle all the...
I don't think that applies to you.
That one didn't seem to do anything, because I didn't have anybody outside. I can't pick him back up. Alright, inside. That sounds good. Goodbye, dead. They stole shit.
The bad guy did?
The Raiders stole my stuff.
The pirates.
Raiders played Betrayal outside their base, played Saboteur inside their base, triggered abducted. What? What happened?
Bunch of jerks.
I gotta get some stuff. Oh, goody. More zombies. But at least I also send the zombies at the enemy. Oh, come on. This is extremely unfortunate.
This dude's messing with you.
I
See
mean,
what
he
happens when
can't...
you go on easy?
Yeah, well... He can't steal my car, at least, because I have the car protected by my the lady who's currently in my base. She prevents them from stealing my car. So now I just got to get more food and fuel, and have it at the end of the week. This saboteur. Vehicles may not be stolen while this card is inside your base. So place them inside my base. Apparently that actually didn't kill something the way I thought it would. I thought it was going to do that. Planner, give me some space. Yeah, well, I don't get food. I'm going to keep the food. Plan outside. If a car is on top of it, which it is not, or outside a player's base, then put it in your hand. Take 3 zombies at your base and deal them to any stockpile. Top card from the library, which is food, which doesn't do me any good. So, we are going to... Come on. Shuffle the graveyard. Then deal zombies... Oh my gosh. That sounds horrible.
Is this any better for you to be reading? Is it
Not
still
really.
real tiny?
Yeah, it's real tiny. But I blame that one more on my TV than anything else. And again, familiarity will go a long way. I don't want the zombie card, so that's useless. I have no space. I can't pick anything up. I think I'm actually pretty much toast here.
Oh no.
I'll put the food, and hopefully he doesn't steal it. Oh hey, he gets my zombies now.
Nice.
Unfortunately, he seems to have found a way to kill my thing, so not as useful. Yeah, so now he can steal my vehicle. I thought I was protected, but I wasn't. Really? Oh, she was just underneath. I didn't see her because she was covered. She was still alive, but she's dead now.
She was alive. That's the operative word there.
We abandoned you. I'm so sorry. Rotten food. Rotten food. I can't even get rid of it. It's in my hand permanently now. Wow, this game is cheating.
Imagine what Impossible is going to be like.
Yeah, well, I do feel like I got a really bad... The chosen player loses 1 action on their next turn. That's not going to do anybody good. Go lose a turn, though. Go ahead and overrun me. I am overrun!
There's got to be an achievement for that.
There is not.
I'd find out, I believe.
So the weapon is gone. The players are these. If you look up, you can see here you're playing against this mannequin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he looks nasty.
Yeah.
Like he wants to fight.
I think they spent a lot of time making those guys in whatever So the goal here, since we know they can steal stuff, is keeping the car, the fuel, the food, and a person in my hand, and putting them out only at the very end. So
Now, is that just like was that one of the survivors that dude had, or was that like an ability from the raider?
I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to
Like
play
I felt
more
like
to
that was
figure
one
it
of the
out.
survivors she happened to own. Just
If
like
you
that
have at
dude who
least
protected
one,
your car, kind of thing.
you must kill one of them and place them as zombies outside. Ugh. Do I get to choose at least? I do not.
Of course not. Now, you said this game doesn't get out for a bit yet.
It comes out on October
When
31st, so it'll be
oh,
out on Halloween.
And
And
now, at that, I mean, is there anything stopping you from playing online with anybody aside from the fact that
no,
there's likely
if
not
anyone,
anybody there?
yeah, no, I just have to find somebody, and there are enough of these review codes going around that there might be. So I can give that a try here and see if there's anybody out, and we'll give it a shot. But I'm not expecting it.
Yeah, no, something tells me sitting around watching somebody, watching matchmaking for a while isn't compelling.
No, but we might give it 30
Stream.
seconds or so. Take one
I wonder
stockpile
how-
card. If it's an event, remove it from the game. Otherwise, play it. That's actually not too bad. I've never used that outside ability. Here, have a zombie. Ambulance. Great. Lose a turn. No stealing from me. Turns out I know who that is, so I'll just take it.
Oh,
One
yeah.
action left. Shuffle that and put it into your stockpile. That's actually pretty solid. We got the trader. Nice. Pick him up so he can't be killed. Grab some cards. Got a plan. If a... That sounds like an awesome thing to do tomorrow.
It's quite the stack of cards there. Is that soda chips?
Yeah, soda and chips and a
Nice.
big old pile of cards. This is every geek's dream.
Yeah, and you're playing on the city rooftop.
Oh, I can't. I thought it was to him. Oh, all right. Still pretty good. Get rid of that. Oh, that was another zombie. Have a zombie.
How frequently are these events coming up? Are they?
With some
I feel like
frequency,
they're
I was-
happening all the time.
Yeah, the last game they happened a ton, and it was awful. Now I have food, I have fuel, and I have a vehicle. I could play it all out now and on Saturday, but I'm not sure if it's by the end of the week or on the end of the week. So I'm not going to do it right now. Play that right now. Get rid of these three jerks.
Can't pick up the dead.
But I used the plan. Apparently, I didn't. Goodbye. 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 Alright, food. Fuel. Give him a muscle car. Success!
Nice. Survived.
Oh man, that was only 1 week. That wasn't the achievement.
Yep.
That wasn't the end of the game. That was 1 week. How many weeks am I going? 5 weeks?
3, I thought. I thought you just had to survive 3 weeks.
Food, fuel, vehicle, and people. I have everything I need, so we'll speed through this one. Unless he can deal something to my hand. Oh, we're out of cards.
Yeah, I wouldn't rule that out.
Move
You
2 zombies
have
from
to
your
do
back
them
to
in
any
action?
stockpile. Yes, I think. Are you actually a zombie? Cool. You're not. He stole my thing! It's fine, I didn't need him. The chemist served his... Ugh. Ugh. Could have been worse.
How? Like more zombies showed up?
Yeah. Basically.
Just took your dude again.
Stop taking my dude! Get your own dudes! No, there we go. Go focus on your own zombies.
Right.
Trash. 1 zombie outside your base. If you have a person outside your base, take it back into your... Oh! I should have done that. That would have been a better turn. Live and learn. Oh, we got another person. There's actually a lot of survivors out there.
Yeah, right?
Each player must take the top card from a stockpile and place it as a zombie inside their base. Okay. No planners.
Yeah, there's a lot to take in here.
There's a lot of special rules. And they all are on the card, but figuring out what the best strategies are is tough.
Yeah. And don't forget to put one of the things in your stockpile.
It's Saturday? Ooh. That's
Mhm.
tricky.
Unless you have a card that lets you put extra.
Oh, that's a good call. I easily would have missed that, and that's not what we want. Food. Fuel. And the ambulance. shuffle that deck up.
It wasn't a shuffle. Looks like the same cards just came off. You keep your hand from week to week?
We seem to be keeping some of the hand. I mean, I have most of these same cards, food, fuel, but I'm out of vehicles now, so I need to go get some vehicles fast.
I think everything in your stockpile, although the doctor's back.
There's nothing there.
Maybe the doctor's gone.
Hey, I got the plan for free! Awesome! Sure, I'll take food. Especially since it doesn't.
Yeah, it looks like
dead.
whatever hero you put into the stockpile, all of that is gone. So you get to keep your heroes and. Well, this should be the end of it, right? Survive week 3. Now, are there 2 achievements?
But I gotta
one
get it.
for very easy
That's
and one
the
for
thing.
easy?
I'm not sure. And I have to get the vehicle first. I don't have a vehicle currently. And as far as I can tell, there are no vehicles out here. There's these symbols down here. Tells you there's 3 food somewhere, but I don't know where that is. Because that's not my hand. It must be out here. Is it in here? You know, can I see the top card of the scrap pile?
No, yeah, it's in one of the city piles.
Search the trash and take the first fuel you find and put it in your hand. Not too bad, but not what I need. Do I have anything that'll get me a vehicle? Take 1 person. Search the trash. I mean, if I can steal a car, that'd be great. Sacrifice any 1 person from outside any base, then sacrifice this card and put both cards inside that base. Weird. Search the trash and take the first person.
Man, there's a lot of. I'm looking at the achievement list for this game, and there's a ton of things you gotta do cooperatively. Or competitively, I guess, as well.
Higher, and then trash all the zombies from that deck and put this card in any player's stockpile. That's a great plan. Let's do that. My stockpile, yeah. And I'll take the scout, thank you. And no car.
Still none. Fuel.
So... may have to find a way to steal one. Search the trash for a person.
Yeah, is there like a way to steal from the bad guy?
Search the trash for a car and put it into your hand. Then trash all zombies outside your... Yes! Wait a minute. Was this good or bad? Okay, I put this that outside mine. That's not great, but it doesn't matter that much because I can take care of that. Have a zombie. Alright, and now, because I have the mechanic, I can sacrifice him to get a car. Except there are none! There were none in the discard pile. Oh my gosh.
That's no good.
He has a car outside. How do I get the car from outside this place? Why does he have a car outside? Okay, so knowing he has a car outside, there may be a play. Food. We'll take a person from inside to your hand, then you can play it immediately. That doesn't do me any good. If this card is no one can steal. Sacrifice any 1 person from outside any base, then sacrifice this card to put both inside the base. Take up to 3 people. Take 3 people. Take any 2 non-person cards from the trash, and then trash this card. Alright, let's try this. Oh, no, this guy. Sacrifice him immediately. Flipping 5 cards. Wow. Here's your wise man back. Have a zombie.
Yep, thanks. Your wise man doesn't look so good.
He's looking a little green. I got a zombie inside my base. He's got a zombie inside his base. I have tons of food. Enough fuel. I don't have to worry about it too much yet. So I'm gonna. This is food. It's rotten. I need. Have a zombie. There's gotta be a car in here somewhere, right?
Still didn't pop up. Oh, did he just trash his pickup truck?
He did something with his pickup truck.
Oh, it's outside.
So outside, trash one zombie
Just
outside.
flaunt it.
I got cars. Maybe if I offer him to trade? Yeah, maybe. What does he need? He's got food in the thing, and looks like maybe he desperately needs fuel. Maybe if I offer to trade him a fuel, I'll give it a shot, because I'm not finding anything else right now. How do I get back to my hand? There we go. Trade fuel. Is anything in his trade pile? Nope. Okay. And because if I don't get it tomorrow, I'm toast.
Right? Here's one.
But I don't have enough
There's
actions.
a car in there.
I need it to be. I
In your
need
hand.
it in my hand. If I can, it's not. I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose. So we're not gonna be able to find out, unfortunately. That's bad fuel. So I guess one of these is the car.
Yeah.
Wasn't that one?
Of course, it's the last one you pick.
Come on. Overrun. Made it through 3.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Almost 3 weeks.
So let's go ahead and turn on the multiplayer just to see. You can do local multiplayer, just either pass and play, I guess, or multiple controllers. So that's good. And online. And I don't think there's going to be anyone online right now, just because it's. Hey, we found somebody. Oh no, I created a lobby. That makes much more sense.
Yeah. Found you.
If we can't find me, why is the pigeon saying "shake it off"?
Gosh.
Birdie buddies.
Yeah,
And
right.
unsurprisingly,
Yeah, what is that?
my icon.
Yeah.
It's a crow in boots. It's a German painting that I was like, yeah, I'll take that. Unsurprisingly, there aren't anyone out playing it, which it's pre-released, not
Do
surprising.
you have to hit? Do you have to hit matchmake?
Maybe. Oh. Well, that seems odd. And a frog smoking
Yeah,
a
you
pipe.
have to click mesh maybe. That dude's here to party, man. He's gonna find you. Big
He's
bro.
hunting me down. Well, the counter run down, and if it finds somebody, it's awesome. But otherwise, I think that's probably indication that we'll have to wait for the full release before we can see how the multiplayer goes. I asked the folks whether they thought that the multiplayer would be beneficial, and they said it was really, really good for, you know, screwing over friends and whatnot, and the cooperative and competitive nature. But
Sure.
that was about as far as I got it from them.
That
and yeah.
like the developers.
Right, whether it would be something doable pre-release, as it were. No, okay.
Yeah. that makes
So let's see
sense.
what else we have here. Why are you leaving? Sad dog. Stats.
So 45 dead scrapped. All you need to get to 1,000. So you're on your way.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be too bad, though. I mean, I'll be playing this a lot, I'm sure. Beating the game on Impossible is probably going to be one of the toughest ones.
Yeah, I bet.
What are some of those achievements, since you bring that up? I looked at the list, but I didn't really pay much attention, especially since I wasn't so familiar with the game. Dedication, 4%. Survivor, medium, hard, very hard, insane, an impossible game of City Escape. That was the first game mode we played where it was solitaire. Beat City Escape with 3 bases and 3 sets and extra dead in under 100 actions. Wow. But you can play it on easy at least for that, whereas as long as you get 3 bases, I don't know what the easiest mode you can do that with. German efficiency. A lot of good achievements, and I'm sure that the TA crew will come up with some amazing solutions, because they always do. But some of them are going to be pretty tough. But yeah, play all the different game modes, and hopefully some of them are stackable. We never did find that out. I mean, I tried survival and I got wrecked, right? So.
Yeah, you put up a good fight though.
So yeah, the game comes out on Halloween. Should be good for anybody who's looking for a Halloween-flavored game, or has a fondness for zombies, or a fondness for card games, which is how I started things off. You've got the fondness for zombies, I've got the fondness for card and board games. And I was actually trying to think about some of the answers to these questions myself, like what are some of my favorite board games, or some of my favorite games including zombies, and I don't know. I don't think I have any. I mean, I was even trying to think generically, what's my favorite board game? I can't tell you. I'm too much into video games these days. Just video games that are adaptations of board game style. That's my wheelhouse, even if the board games never actually come out.
I guess I can't disagree with that either, but just in general and how I, you play games now, and like Boggle. I'd much rather play Boggle on my Xbox than actually pull the pad and paper out.
Even ignoring the achievements factor, something like Monopoly or even Risk, something where you got all the pieces. I played some Battleship with my daughters, and they had a blast. But then, the pegs started showing up everywhere underneath my feet and my socks. And so I'm stepping on them, and it's, come on, we played the game, I put the pieces away. You take the game out when I'm not around and start playing by yourself, and now I'm cleaning up the mess. There's no mess to clean up on the Xbox. And there's downsides, too. So there's always a reason to go back to those, but I like having this at least as an option. And if my understanding is correct, this one's going to come out for a fairly reasonable price. If it's going to match the Steam price, it's going to be about $7. And I think you're going to get plenty of enjoyment out of it. I had a fun time.
Cool.
And I look forward to spending many hours going after those achievements.
I don't feel like I could have done it as quickly as you ripped through it, but I'll keep this on my radar as well.
Well, thank you, Fream, for joining me. You can give out another plug for this Z2Z podcast. I want to make sure people know about that. It's a great show.
sure, as I said, podcast shows release on Wednesday mornings through iTunes, Google Play, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Z-Z-Z-E-D-T-O-Z-E-D. That's our Twitter handle and all that fun stuff as well. And, yeah, hope you listen. Come visit us. Check out the podcast, and then I'll lead you to all of the other amazing avenues you can reach us.
And I will not be back for stream on Tuesday, my normal night, because I've done this instead. Also, Tuesday is Halloween, and I have personal business to attend to. I will be out of the state. So no stream for me this week, and no stream on Tuesday next week, because that's election day, and I'll be working an ungodly number of hours on the election. So the stream will return sometime next week with another special episode, and then return to Tuesdays the week following that. So we're going to be playing around the schedule for a little while because life happens. Until that next time, take care, have fun playing these games, get a chance to try out Dead Exit. I think it might be fun and worth your time. If it isn't, hopefully this was instructive on why it's not going to be fun for you and you can avoid it. But if you're liking card and board games, you like zombies, should be okay. Just not necessarily the hard achievements. I think the Impossible is going to be pretty tough. Alright, everyone, take care.
Have a good one.